We're about to interview Jack Goff, touring car driver, touring car race winner, right here on Is It Fast?
Goff, he's got his nose in front and Jack Goff is going to do it on the line. Fantastic. Jack Goff wins by 0.152 of a second. The opening round of the Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship won by Jack Goff. Jack Goff, who wins at Silverstone. He takes the flag and the whole pit garage erupts. So many days of effort has gone into that win.
Jack, good to see you.
Back again, Steve.
Yeah, that's it. You've come back to Team Hard after a couple of seasons away. So what is it about the team that essentially keeps you coming back for more?
Oh, Tony's a great convincer, and he's got a mean punch as well. But apart from that,
I heard the rumours.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Especially when you damage the car, it's awful. But no, do you know what? The biggest thing for me is it's a family environment. You can really get that feeling as soon as you get involved in it, from the hospitality side of things to the mechanics to obviously the team itself. Tony, his mum, his family, his wife. You know, everyone's involved, and that is the same as me as well. You know, I come from a family that's involved in motorsport. And we've done it in the past, the hospitality side of things, where it was all done through family. That's my grandparents, my partner, my dad, you know, everyone got involved and really mucked in. And I think that means a lot, especially for someone like myself who's not just paying to go racing, but also to my sponsors as well. When they come in, they can see that environment and that buzz. And it's nice, you know, because I got my first ever year in touring cars with Tony. I was actually speaking about it earlier on, where halfway through 2012 in Clio's, he came up to me and said, look, if you win the championship, then I'll give you a go in a touring car. He kept his word, gave me a go at Silverstone, a really wet, horrible Silverstone, typical English winter test.
Yeah.
And we got out on track, and after that he offered me a drive, and you know, we're back here once again, and Tony saved me again last year, so I've got a lot to say thanks for.
Last year, you got a win at Silverstone. You're no stranger to winning, so obviously that's good, particularly for Team Hard and for yourself. Do you still get the same feeling when you kind of cross that line first? How has that feeling evolved since, say, 2009, 2010 to where we are now in 2020?
Oh, Tony's just told everybody we're going to win the championship this year, so you know, that's a bit more pressure lumped on the shoulders. But do you know what? You never ever get bored of that winning feeling. And it doesn't matter if you've won by 10 seconds or by 1/10 of a second. I've done both elements, you know. Silverstone last year, a little bit unexpected. Obviously took a good call on the tyre situation, but you have to take it when you get that opportunity given to you. And you know, we jumped it from where we were on the grid, like pretty much last. I could see the black clouds coming over, and it was like one of these decisions. Well, what have we got to lose? And it's a nice position to be in sometimes. And then the safety car came out, and I thought that was the end of it, because obviously everyone could come in and pit onto the same tyre as us. But we actually had genuine pace in the wet, and you know, the car was really, really good. It's really competitive in the wet last year. But I'm not one to sit here and say we were fast enough in the dry. We know we weren't. It was pretty clear. Maybe reverse grids, things like that. We had glimmers of hope. But I don't think we were quick enough outright. And that's something we're really looking at over the winter period, working on the car, working as a team as a whole, with my engineer, with the team people, mechanics and things like that, to try and make sure, usually Brands Hatch, but it's Donington, the first race this year, that we're going to come out fighting and hopefully be really sort of fighting for consistent top 10s, but be in a position to capitalise on podiums.
So you're running the Passat again this year. If you could pick one car that is on the road right now that you could have as your actual car in the BTCC this year, which one would you pick?
Obviously my VW. That's being obvious. But no, obviously you go off of last year's results. The dominant car was obviously the BMW, but the Honda pushed it hard as well. You know, I've been involved with Honda in the past, and I know the engine's strong. It's got a good chassis. But I do honestly believe the work that Team Hard have done with the VW over the winter, we're going to come out a lot closer to them, and that's the plan. You know, they were at the sort of this point of their development, and we were sort of here last year. So I'm hoping now we've really closed that gap, and we can put on a show for all the VW fans. And obviously, looking to the future, it'd be nice to maybe bring on VW potentially as a manufacturer in the future. You've got the hybrid systems coming out in a couple of years' time. Obviously, that could link in quite nicely with VW and their Golfs, maybe, if they're watching.
No pressure.
Yeah, give us a call.
You can't race all the time. It is rumoured that you have to take time away from your car. So when you're not racing, when you're not on track, and when you're not doing things like this, what do you do to kind of get your head away and relax a little bit?
Cry. I want to be back in the car. No, I do a lot of other work as well. People think in touring cars, if you've made it to touring cars, you're going to be laying on a beach somewhere, it's all glamorous, back like the super touring car days. It's not unfortunately like that, but it's still brilliant. I love doing touring cars, but unfortunately it doesn't pay my mortgage currently. So I am involved in the automotive industry anyway, so I work for a lot of manufacturers, from the likes of Rolls-Royce, all the way through to your more day-to-day cars. So testing them, developing them, giving customer days, or maybe even presenting the launch of new cars as well. So yeah, I'm sort of widespread. I keep myself busy to make sure I can pay the mortgage come December time.
So you're heavily involved in the 2020 scholarship with Team Hard. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what it is that you've done over the last 3 or 4 days with the scholars here?
Yeah, from my side, I'm running more of a classroom session. So from the outset, I was like, I don't know if people are going to be that interested in it. But actually, it's really, really good to see how interested they are and how interactive they are with the actual session itself. They're really showing a genuine interest, which is nice. It's about social media, the power of it in motorsport, but also how you can translate that into like sponsorship and looking after sponsors and with interaction with the fans, but also potentially customers as well for your sponsors.
And how do you feel that the general reaction to that classroom session has been?
I actually feel like the reaction's been better than I expected. It's been really good. Now, don't get me wrong, all of the people who are entered for the scholarship want to go out and drive cars. Same as me, you want to come to these things, you want to be on track, you want to show what you can do. But at the same time, without the sponsorship side of it, you don't get on track in the first place. So I think it's really good to talk to people about it, because from my side, I didn't come from a background where I could just pay to go racing. We've had to work hard at it, we've had to go out and find sponsorship. And like I say, without sponsorship and my loyal sponsors that I have and what Team Hard have, then there is no racing obviously in the first place, apart from if you win the scholarship obviously.